Good morning. I know y'all been waiting. I'm Teddy, and you are listening to MessyMocha. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes of criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research for entertainment purposes only. All right. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram this morning. Unwine with Teddy. So grab a cup of mocha, tea, coffee, whatever you are having, and join me as we take a look at more TASHAK, Kevin Hart, Miesha Shakes, JT Jackson. Analyze this at Unwine with Teddy.
Oh, and then you had people calling us. So it was a time where Heartbeat, we were like, are we still going to have a job by the end of this?
It was
Because
that bad.
it was bad. It was the Oscars was a bad time, and then the only reason why Kevin apologized, well, the whole tweet thing to piggyback off of what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin didn't delete the tweets. Wayne Brown, who's his friend, he's a Plastic Cup Boys. He's a part of Kevin's social media. So he can post some things on Kevin's social media along with Kevin. So Wayne deleted the tweets. So that's why when everyone's like, why did Kevin delete it? Kevin didn't delete it. Wayne did. Kevin was busy at that time. I forget what he was doing, but Wayne deleted those tweets.
All right, so she's talking about those tweets before the Oscars. And when at that time, a number of sponsors were pulling away from Kevin Hart, it was said that he deleted the tweets. And here is Miesha saying no, it was someone else. Let's listen into more of this.
And Haley, his publicist, called me. She was like, hey, Miesha, you know what? Kevin deleted his tweets. I was like, what tweets? She was like, do you see what happened? And I was like, no. And then I was like, whoa, another scandal. So Wayne deleted the tweets. So I called Wayne and I was like, hey, Wayne, is there any way you can put these tweets back on the internet? We need them back because people are upset that they're deleted. So this is like a win-lose situation. So the whole Oscar scandal, it took a toll on Heartbeat. He lost so many endorsements. People were pulling their shows from Heartbeat. It was a sad time. It was definitely a sad time.
I don't know. I was kind of with him on that one. I was like, brother, yeah, comedians are comedians, and I think they should be allowed to have all the freedom they can to say what they want, as long as it's not hate speech.
The only reason why he apologized is because he was losing Nike. That's the only reason why he apologized.
How much was that contract worth? Do you know?
I know it was a lot of money. I know it was millions.
Damn.
I know it was over $1 million. But Haley, I gotta say this real quick. Haley is his publicist. So she called me. She was just like, hey, Miesha, have you spoke to Kevin? I was like, no. I was like, Dave Becky just called me, his manager. Why? And then she was like, the whole Oscar thing, Kevin needs to say an apology. He's about to lose Nike. I was like, oh, it's serious. And his agent, Steve Cohen, called me. He was like, hey, Miesha, have you spoke with Kevin? I was like, no. Kevin was doing, I think, Don't F This Up. He was doing that in an entire different country. He wasn't in America.
Okay.
And I ended up trying to call him. I didn't get a hold of him, so I called his security guard, E. And I was like, hey, E, are you near Kevin? And he was like, he just got off the stage not too long ago. He's tired, he's asleep. We're on a totally different time zone. So Wayne was filming the Netflix show. He was filming that in the office.
Wow. Love this beat. All right. It is Tuesday, right? Is it Tuesday? It is. January the 9th. Yes, and it looks like it's kind of rain mixed with snow, little warmer, slushy, but maybe a little icy. So I ran out this morning, and because the expectation with the weather is going to change, and I don't know how much, so I thought, I'd run out and do a little early grocery shopping and other errands that I needed to do. I didn't even go and get my coffee until after, like it was what? It was like 10:30. So I had to move my time. That's just how busy I was. Good morning, everyone. Shout out to the mob, my other bears. I call the Grizzlies. Hope everyone is doing well. I saw a lot of you come in to the bear cave this morning. So let me just a quick shout out to a few of you. That's why I try to put the names up now during the intro. So we got Vicky Black, Judy Coles, Latoya Woods, Baby Juju, just to name a few, and there will be more that I will name. A minute, I'm just looking for something. By the way, there is some, there is some news. Um, One, the former president, Donald Trump, immunity plea is in the news this morning, already a hearing. Former President Donald Trump expected in court today. As Nikki Haley trims his lead in the poll, the world came dangerously close to a key temperature target last year. Israel's president says his country will defend itself at a genocide trial this weekend. Another U.S. citizen has been detained in Russia, plus, lawmakers are asking why some inhalers are so expensive in the U.S. I don't know why. That would be interesting for those of you who suffer from asthma or other respiratory illnesses that would cause you to be treated, one of which inhalers open up the bronchioles, dilate them, so you can breathe. Good morning, good morning. Who else is that? No big snow yet, but I think it's coming our way. I don't know. It's kind of like I said, it's rainy mix. It's overcast. It's a typical kind of a wintry mix. I think is going to come to us. What else? In entertainment news, I've been looking at a lot of things. One of which, Tiffany Haddish, she had something to say as a response to what Cat Williams said about her when he sat down with Shay Shay. So let me see if I can pull that one first. Then we'll get into more, maybe a little of the interview. Plus, I read some from the complaint that was filed back in, I believe it's 2018. Let's take a look. Against defendants. No, it was 2019, September 16, 2019, where this young woman, Mantia Sabaj, was suing, complaining about Kevin Hart, Jonathan Todd Jackson, Marriott International, Blackstone Group, Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas, this hotel, another defendant, Ashley German, and Famelos International, for negligence, infliction of emotional stress, just a number of complaints that were levied against. Demanded a jury trial at the end for the charge against Jonathan Todd Jackson, or JT. They were dropped. And as you have listened, Miesha is saying that Kevin Hart released that. He is the one that allegedly made that X tape. Why? Why? What is this? I'm looking. Just give me a minute. What do you mean you can't find your favorite story times by Teddy since the last strike? You mean some of them I have not put those back up? Maybe released. You know what I'm going to have to do? Because every time I think that I'm just going to sit down and, spend chunks of time doing this, then I have other things that I have to attend to, and it gets moved aside for a minute. But what I'm realizing is that, at least for Unwind with Teddy, and some of those things that should remain on this platform, need to be there for my listeners who enjoy those stories, who enjoy the music, who enjoy that aspect of this broadcast, which, by the way, when I do sit down and edit those, I thought about it this morning. I am going to be moving a chunk of that over to another channel where it belongs. D for Danielle. That's that story. And those, broadcasts. I'll chop them up. I'll put them up in a way that there will be no reason whatsoever for them to be struck. And if they're struck, YouTube is going to deal with it. Yeah, they're going to deal with it. I'm going to deal with it. Okay. But where we're headed on this channel is 2024. Yeah. Let's just move her. Let's just move her. Let's just move her aside, because really, she's we've talked about her quite a bit in 2023. Y'all know how I feel. And I told you at the end of the year, we'd be going behind the scenes and saying less out in the open, because it's still, it's not going to go away. But on this platform, it's just going to slowly move over there. And then when we have some like big breaking news on that front, we can either go to members only, and then to this, to everyone else here. But really, does she deserve that much of my time anymore? Even no matter what the response. We're over on Instagram this morning. Okay, I'm not trying to give her anything more. Okay. Sounds like an excellent strategy. Yeah, let's just move her on out of the way. Because I want my channel to grow. As a matter of fact, I want all my channels to grow. Okay. But Unwind with Teddy is my main channel, main platform. There is absolutely no reason whatsoever that we can't continue to deliver high quality content, give real commentary and analysis on various topics, whether it be documentaries, whether it be celebrity news and gossip. And more specifically, right now, my emphasis is I'm talking about TASHAK and that interview. Okay. And so we couple that with the news stories that are out there, but we try to bring something a little bit different to the YouTube platform because of me showing these clips that were taken from TASHAK Live with her permission. Okay. So that's where we're headed. That's where I want to go. Their voice should not be any stronger than my voice. Her delivery, and those who are in our sector that deliver commentary, their platform is, should be no different. If anything, I should exceed that. Okay. So that's where we're headed. We want to grow. Okay. Run tell that too. Yeah, we're going to be doing short burst. What's in the news, celebrity news, gossip, quick, short burst. D for Danielle, all of that'll go over there. So that maybe we can quickly like ramp that up and then we can get to the story part. Okay. But let's leave that. And then I, Natasha, the machine, will still be looking at cyber security, cybercrime, and focusing on those things that we want to just hone in on with big time receipts. I hope that makes sense. And then, yeah, members only. So yes, become a member. It's easy, $1.99 and $4.99. You can become a bear cub, bush baby, or a grizzly. Okay. All right. Let's see. There was something I was getting ready to put up. Where was it? Let me put this up right now. While I'm putting that up, let's, I like this one. I played it before, but I just like the melody and lyric. Yeah.
All still the same. 너의 발자국 따라 하염없이 꽃부터 걷던 그 길 어느새 또 여기 Can I miss you? Why aren't I with you? In this autumn rain 내 마음을 적셔 찬찬한 비와 너의 향기에 취해 이 밤 같은 너로 재울래 그리고 보낼게 All still the same 즐겨 듣던 너와 어울리던 jazz 나도 몰래 흥얼거려 So sweet but so Can I miss you? Why aren't I with you? This autumn rain 내 마음을 적셔 찬찬한 비와 너의 향기에 취해 이 밤 같은 너로 재울래 그리고 보낼게 비가 그치고 나면 넌 지워질 수 있을까 입 속에 나와 나 추억이 손끝에 들려다네 No away, never away 찬찬한 비와 너의 향기에 취해 이 밤 같은 너로 재울래 그리고 보낼게 찬찬한 비에 너의 온기를 돌려 이 마음 아직 넌
All right, so I pulled this up from TMZ, where Tiffany Haddish, in her latest response to Cat Williams, um, I guess she shoot her best shot, or can we say that Cat he shot at a number of comedians. Tiffany Haddish, uh, one of them, responds to Cat's criticism anew rattles of off the career resume. So I'm going to play from that, but let me just read some of this. Tiffany Haddish is the latest star to respond to Cat Williams' shots at his contemporaries. This after he tried to downplay her comedy career with her pulling out her resume. The comic actress was performing at the Dania Improv in Florida earlier this week when she appeared to address Kat's fresh round of hate aimed at her, Kevin Hart, and many, many others in the game, and she clarified a claim he made about her to Shannon Sharp. Okay, so what you're looking at there is from all over the place. Says Tiffany Haddish compares Cat Williams to Charleston White amid Club Shay Shay fallout. From her Instagram says, I am not mad. I just wish he would get his facts right about me. Dang. I guess I will send him a reminder text. But are we sure that is Cat Williams? He looks a lot like Charleston White. Long story short, Cat said that a recent doc made about the famous Comedy Store Club in LA had suggested that several Black comedians, including Tiff, had performed there over the years, but Cat Williams insisted that simply wasn't true. Not true. And that she'd never gotten on stage there. So let me see if I can play from this. Her response. Make sure there's no echo. All right, so we're going to play from TMZ. Fair use commentary. Didn't put on my banner. Let me do that. See if you agree with her.
Doing shit. I was on That's So Raven. I was on I was on all this shit. I did extra work. I was on all the little white people TV shows, the black people TV shows. I used to be on Dance 360, bitch. I've been out here. I've been telling jokes since 1996. 1996. This said, oh, they wouldn't let her perform in the Comedy Store. That's true. They wouldn't let me perform on the white nights in the Comedy Store, but I performed on all the black nights. They wouldn't let me perform on the white nights at the Improv, but I performed on all the black and Latino nights.
So you heard a response. They wouldn't let her perform on the white nights, but she performed improv on all the black and Latino nights. I don't know. Fair use commentary. Fair use commentary for educational criticism, news reporting, and entertainment purposes only. All right, so let's move her off the page for a second. Hang on. Let's put this up. All right, so you remember this from last night. That's JT Jackson there. Kevin Hart. I talked about, he's an actor, how he came across Kevin and ended up being, I'll just say, according to Miesha, like best friend. Like, why hasn't Kevin Hart given a response to JT after he was exonerated? The charges were dropped. It was not proven, shown that he was behind those tape that was released. No. So this was a part of the interview when Miesha sat down. The part that was that we covered last night, as she goes through this and continues to like ask questions, and Tasha K asked questions like, well, why did he release the tape? Why did he do this? Why is it alleged? And why would he allegedly put this on his best friend, JT Jack's extortion? That's what that lawsuit was all about. I said I'd read more of it, and I haven't. But right now, let me just come out to the chat real quick, and then I'm going to play a little bit more from that interview, and then I think I will read more of that complaint. I have a number of things I want to get to, but I'm trying to see how much I can pack into an hour. Okay. Let's see. Let's just. How y'all doing this morning? How are you doing this morning? You laying down listening? All right. Under the weather? Good morning. Sending hugs and kisses. Who else? For those of you who are out there in the bushes, if you haven't, go ahead and hit the like. Shout out to, where are my Facebook friends this morning? Maybe one or two. Let's see. You know what? I need to stay on top of this and check things. So we are live on Facebook right now. Yeah. And because we are live in real time, I'm going to be checking on some things. Hope you don't mind. Ooh. Oh, all right. Let me put on a couple of, or at least one song. I'll be right back. That means that I want to do this. Yeah, I've seen this. I want to check my email real quick.
남아있는 모든 건 사라져가는 거라고 어제도 난 생각했죠. 간절하게 붙잡던 그 어느 것 하나 머물러 있어주질 않아. 이 세상 어느 것도 피할 수 없는 마지막이라는 말이 지나온 시간들을 떠올리게 하는 밤이면 어둠 속에 빛을 봐요. 우리에게 아름다움이 뭘까요? 몸을 녹이고 태우며 빛을 비추는 조각 아닐까요? 사라져가지만 아름다워요. 내리면 마르리 내 눈물도 상처로 남겨진 내 기억 속에 그 무엇을 애써 떠올리며 의미를 찾아 헤매 서글퍼지는 밤이면 어둠 속에 빛을 봐요. 우리에게 아름다움이 뭘까요? 몸을 녹이고 태우며 빛을 비추는 조각 아닐까요? 사라져가지만 아름다워요. 멀어져가는 저 노을처럼 우리에겐 이젠 빛이 있어요. 부족한 내 영혼 이제 그 빛 따라가요. 그대 미소에 빛이 앉아요. 그대 맘속에 환히 비춰 혼자가 아니게 이어지는 그 빛.
All right, I want to hear a little bit more of this interview. I want you to take a listen. She had talked about all of these sponsors pulling away. This was during Oscar time, when around that time these allegations came out. It's very interesting. She recalls quite a few of the details, which she says are details. People's who she contacted, spoke to about all of this. Let's listen in.
Magical elves. And I was like, Wayne, can you get a hold of Kevin? He was like, I'm not that. He said, I'm not that nigga's keeper.
Yeah.
I was like, well, he's about to lose Nike, so can you get a hold of him? So Wayne called him. And it's crazy because I don't know if he was mic'd up, but I was like, Magical Elf should have put this on that documentary that they had because the conversation was there. But Kevin woke up and he's tired. And I do give it that he was asleep. So when you see him apologizing, he has no shirt on, it's because he was asleep. He wasn't up. But he was like, man, I'm done apologizing. I'm not apologizing anymore. I said an apology. I didn't want to apologize. So if you heard that part of it, it was a big deal. But he didn't want to apologize and he only apologized because he was losing Nike.
That's interesting. So she claims the only reason that he apologized, to the networks or to those, is because he didn't want to lose those contracts or sponsorships. That's, what he was alleged to have said, about certain, allegedly. He didn't really want to apologize. That's all alleged. That's all alleged. Sounds like it was more because of the money.
And he did lose Nike. That's why he signed with Fabletics.
So Nike said bye-bye.
Nike said goodbye.
Okay. Back to JT, because JT did reach out to me January 4th, 2020 and said, hello, Tasha. It's right here.
Oh, this is the part I want to get to. So Tasha K points out on her phone that JT Jackson reached out to her 2020. So let's find out what he had to say or what she's going to describe to Miesha. Remember, this lawsuit came in 2019. Okay, lots of dates to remember. 2019, September it was filed. And she says that JT reached out to her January 2020. Is that what she said? I think so. Let's listen in.
He said, hello, Tasha. I just want to say thank you for keeping it 100. And in my opinion, riding for me during your segment regarding Kev, you won't regret it. I promise you. I'm so glad you see right through the bullshit. Just know I've been set up and framed for some shit I had zero parts of. I also know that Kevin Hart wasn't even fucking extorted.
Let me see if I can keep my hand on the silent button. I don't think so fast enough, but it is Tasha K. Let's continue.
He's lying about that. Nobody ever contacted Kevin Hart and demanded anything. We have hardcore evidence to prove this. So I guess that's because Kevin filmed the video. Also, as you saw in the docuseries, they tried to make it seem as if I'm still tied to some plot to extort Kevin. Lies. I'm now being charged with identity theft. So we went from 2 counts of extortion in the beginning that were dropped to identity theft. Unreal. Kevin and his team know what I know what I'm now being charged with and made it a point to not let the world know because they know it would make Kevin look bad. Just know that in this case, it's way deeper than you think, jaw-dropping type shit. And then also, you are also correct. I will be vindicated very soon. Okay, and so he said everything you said during the live segment in regards to the scandal has been spot on. The girl did set up he said the girl set up the camera.
That's interesting. He said the girl set up the camera. Montia, let's see.
Again, we have proof and evidence that she was extremely involved in that aspect of it. I also know that I was never arrested for anything that happened that year. I was arrested because they had the nerve to say I sent Kevin Hart a demand email to his personal email account on April 27, 2018, talking about I had a molestation tape of him.
Wow. I told you this interview was very telling, revealing, exposure, all alleged. But this former executive assistant of Kevin Hart, Miesha Shakes, sat down with Tasha K live and told her story, his story, some of it. Yeah. What y'all think so far? Would you like to hear me read a little bit more of that complaint? There's some really, I'll just say, some are jaw-dropping allegations. Okay, so let's get the response here. Vicky says, I really think Miesha will be paying that $90,000 back. What proof does he have for the extortion? That's messed up. Maybe, all of that's going to come out in the trial. Maybe, who knows who will be called as witness. That hasn't, that witness list, discoveries and all of that, that hasn't taken place. Yeah. Who knows what other bombshells might be dropped during this trial if it goes to trial. I'm loving the new pivot into content. You go, Teddy Bear. Thank you. I like your comment. Thank you. I appreciate you. By the way, thank you for the Cash App. I appreciate you, Judy Coles. Good morning. It is to Joy Ferguson. Good morning. Let's see if I can read a little bit more, or I'm going to play a little bit more, see if TASHAK gets her to answer any more questions really quickly, and then I'll read a little bit more from the complaint. I'm talking about the one that was levied in 2019. Kevin Hart still allegedly has not responded just to JT. That's nothing. JT is talking about this again. Who knows where it's going? Vicky says, woo, is there court documents on this case or is it sealed? You're talking about the one levied where JT was named? I have those documents. That's why I say it's I would have to, as I'm reading, just like either, go through cover up or just read behind the scenes, kind of like I did before, which I will do, put the cover on the right, but then on the left so maybe I'll see what I can do. But yeah, at least the complaint, the initial part, it was more than 37 pages long. 38, I think. And there are attachments and other things, I think. I was surprised too. I said, that's the case. It will explain further what was being said about JT Jackson, what this young woman was saying, what Kevin Hart, what these allegations are, if any. Yeah. All right, so now let's take another listen into this. Fair use commentary. TASHAK, Kevin Hart, Miesha Shakes, JT Jackson. Analyze this at Unwine with Teddy.
Which was totally false and desperate, a lie they jammed me up for. We also have proof for this fact as well. Proof meaning I was arrested for a second email they claimed Kevin received 8 months later after the scandal. You notice they never mentioned or said anything to the world or the media in regards to that fact. Anyway, I would love to come on your show one day and drink some wine and talk about it. So yes. And he said one more thing. Kevin lied about the FBI being involved. They were never involved in this case. Made up case. We have evidence of that as well. So yes. And the woman's name is Miesha Shakes. Yes.
All right. So I have the right person. She pronounces it Miesha Shakes. Yes. Remember I showed you her picture from TMZ? And yes, she sued. That's what we're talking about. Yes, she named Kevin Hart. She named JT Jackson. She named Cosmopolitan, the hotel, Marriott. She named several, yes, defendants. And the complaint starts off with, all those allegations, 1, 2, 3, all the complaints. But then it gets into more descriptors. It does. From the general allegations that are outlined. Let's see. I'm taking a look. Let's see. I'm going to show you some of this. By the way, this was filed in the United States District Court, Central District of California. Okay. Let's see. The introduction, followed by the party's jurisdiction and venue. She was supposed to be alleged I'll just call her a cocktail waitress or bartender at a strip club. Okay. Asking for more than $60 million. General allegations. So, I'm going to read some of this. And what else? Each count described, and which defendants, and what was, like intrusions and all kinds of, privacy violation, negligence, emotional distress, neglect, disclosure of private facts, invasion of her privacy, infliction of, yes. So that would be up to like my audience if when I begin to read and I see like the feedback, if they're interested in this part as well. So this is kind of the backstory that I'm talking about that TASHAK is reading from her phone. So I wanted to dig into it a little bit further. So it's not just, well, it's JT Jackson. I didn't really, know who is this person she's talking about and why. And why were the charges dropped and not against allegedly Kevin, and what was the outcome? All of that. Okay. Let me play just a little bit more from TASHAK's interview right now.
Yes. Okay. The one Kevin got it popping with, he says in Vegas behind setting him up. Okay. And Montiel was the one that reached out to the blogger Famous, which is the one who put out the sex tape one day after Kevin flew back from Vegas that weekend. Notice my name was never mentioned anywhere within his search warrant.
Woo! See? There must have been 2 cameras in that room. The one that Kevin had in his hand and the other one she had in his hand, her hand. But I didn't know she had.
But
that's interesting. There must have been 2 cameras. Now I'm just now hearing, well, I've listened to this, but now I'm going to focus that she allegedly may have had a camera too and provided that to Famous. That's what JT is saying to TASHAK. And Miesha is saying like, whoa, maybe this is new. Let's hear it.
Flew together. He was on a plane with,
correct,
with billionaires on his plane and flew to Vegas. And you said that, when we talked, you said that does Kevin have a gambling problem or something?
Kevin,
Okay, so we're going to leave it at that for now. She's transitioning into a different line of questioning about gambling problem. There's more to come out in this. There's more that's being said. And Tasha K is asking those questions. Now, whether Tasha K will be held liable and they can prove extortion of $250,000 from someone through an alleged assistant of hers contacting the Heart Camp, letting them know, I've got this interview. Now, I'm not going to release it. Pay me this, allegedly, or I'm going to release it. Kevin went to the police. Extortion. When she released this, boom. Day after Christmas. Last year, December 26th, comes this complaint and lawsuit against Tasha K, Miesha, others name. Yeah. You'd like to hear? Vicky says she'd like to hear from that complaint. Okay, well, let me just, let's see, we got 12:14. Maybe I can take the next several minutes and read it, and maybe we can wrap this up shortly. Okay? Let's see here. Little more music for your listening pleasure.
난 단백질을 또 태워도 내 생각 안 나 너의 모습이 또 하나 더 Take it slow baby Go with your own rhythm yeah I don't want you to just rush in No 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 생각 그만하지 않은 생각도 돼서 I just want you to know when it's time to say yes You don't need to tell me when to go It's your own tempo I don't wanna see you rushing Ooh, 너의 식비로 love me Ooh, I think that you just lost it Ooh, the wheel that keeps you spinning But baby you know I just wanna be inside in your crowds You know I don't wanna say enough 원 없이 바람 뜻하게 너 맘에 담아두지 마 네 맘은 어디에 있나 Just understand 너 한 필요 없는 말을 듣지 마 I don't know why Our time is not running out baby Don't worry no 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 생각 그만하지 않은 생각도 돼서 I just want you to know when it's time to say yes We don't need to know just where to go It's all on tempo I don't wanna see you rushing Ooh, 너의 식비로 love me Ooh, I think that you just lost it Ooh, the wheel that keeps you spinning But baby you know I just wanna be inside in your crowds You know I don't wanna say enough 원 없이 바람 뜻하게 나의 맘들이 자꾸 급해지는데 I'll set it up, just let me know my baby 또 나 혼자에 난 태우는 밤이 돼 난 여기 내 tell me where to go I don't wanna see you rushing Ooh, 너의 식비로 love me Ooh, I think that you just lost it Ooh, the wheel that keeps you spinning But baby you know I just wanna be inside in your crowds You know I don't wanna say enough 원 없이 바람 뜻하게
All right. And shout out to Instagram over there. We've got a few folks listening in. Thank you for following Unwine with Teddy. So I've got this complaint. Let's pull it up. Let's do this. Those over on Instagram said, yes, Teddy, read it. Or at least read a little from it. You know, let us see this. You know, so there you have it. United States District Court, District of California. The plaintiff, Mantia Sabag or Sabag. And then there are the defendants. Number 1, Kevin Hart, Jonathan Todd Jackson, Marriott International Incorporated, Delaware Corporation, the Blackstone Group, Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas, Ashley German, Famolos, and Dose 1 through 50, all inclusive in defendants. And let me just at least let you see. Those are the complaints 1 through 8. Okay. Let's go through this. All right. Got my blue highlighter. Now, once again, if I see like certain words, you know, the X word and all this, I might like do like that, or I may let me get some covers up let me get some covers close to, let's see. Let me bring some covers up close. Get them ready. Yeah, I may, do that, Yeah, so just kind of, look for a little variety here, because I haven't read through the entire document, but what I have read, it's kind of explicit, some of it. All right. So let's see. Right from the beginning, the complaint now comes. Let's see. Bring this over. Sorry, guys. Now comes plaintiff Mantia Sabag, Ms. Sabag or Ms. Sabag, or plaintiff by and through undersigned counsel, and hereby files this complaint and demand for jury trial against defendants Kevin Hart, Jonathan Todd Jackson, Marriott International, the Blackstone Group, Incorporated, Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas, collectively, the Cosmo defendants, Ashley M. German, Famolos International LLC, collectively, the Famolos defendants, and Dose 1 through 50, inclusive, collectively, with Hart, Jackson, and Cosmo defendants, and Famolos defendants, the defendants, and pleading hypothetically and or alternatively states as follows. Let me look here. I'm just going to kind of scour for certain words. Okay. Introduction. This suit is a suit based on negligence and invasion or privacy claims. The plaintiff has specifically alleged counts of negligence, negligent infliction of emotional stress, negligent supervision, intentional infliction of emotional stress, invasion of privacy, intrusion upon seclusion, invasion of privacy, public disclosure of private facts, invasion of privacy, false light, and violations of California Constitution right to privacy, California's. Okay. 2. Let me just kind of look at this. Ooh, okay. 2. The defendants have engaged in outrageous, irresponsible, and despicable conduct that should be punished to the maximum extent under the law. The Cosmo defendants negligently authorized, allowed, and otherwise permitted Jackson access to Hart's hotel room suite at the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas, the Cosmopolitan, and breach their duty of care to Miss Sabag. Defendants negligently or intentionally authorized, allowed, and otherwise permitted Jackson access to his room, hotel suite there at the Cosmopolitan, and breach his duty of care to Miss Sabaj. Defendant Jackson caused Miss Sabag to be secretly videotaped in or about 2017 without her knowledge or consent while she engaged in private, let's see if that's, I want to see if I have those words covered. Consensual, relations with Hart and in Hart's private bedroom suite at the Cosmopolitan. On or about September 17th, 2017, the famous defendants posted to the internet an approximately 2-minute and 48-second high reel of these secret tapes. Wait a minute. Let's let me just kind of read this over. By the way, remember, and I'm just going to say in general, with YouTubers, content creators, when these kind of tapes, reels were shown on Instagram or any of those, I don't want to mess around and slip up and lose my channel for disclosing any type of material that would go against YouTube's community guidelines. So this is why I'm having to pause. It should be self-explanatory, but I don't think so. Because even when YouTuber or content creators don't know all of the guidelines, they really can't come and say, well, YouTube, especially if YouTube gives you a community strike, and I've said this, if it's a serious violation and they decide that, they can give you from up to a warning if it's the first time, all the way to shutting your channel down if it's the first time. Okay? I know that people are reporting my channel, and I'm aware of that. So I don't want to do anything. Okay? Fair use commentary. So let me see if I can read some of this, a little bit more of this. On or about September 17th, 2017. Well, I couldn't. I want you to see some of this. Let's see. The Famous defendants posted to the internet an approximately 2-minute and 48-second highlight reel. This is all alleged fair use commentary for education, criticism, news reporting, and reactionary to this. This is some background information specifically related to this lawsuit that I'm covering. Like might stem from it, might be called, who knows? Okay. Of secretly taped video footage depicting Miss Sabag, I will say naked, from the engaging, all right, in this. Okay, so the Famous defendants posted the video on their website, it's said, and on their Twitter account. The Famous defendants posted the video for the public to view for the purpose of obtaining tremendous financial benefit for themselves, including, without limitation, the sale of advertisements at the Famous site to viewers of the webpage with a link to the video, attracting new viewers. And not only to that site, Twitter, and for long-term financial benefit of the Famous defendants and their numerous affiliates, websites, companies, and to obtain additional revenues from the substantial new viewers. Let me see if I can show this part. Okay, let me pull the cover and see if I can show you a little bit more. Three, Miss Sabag had no knowledge that the intimate activity depicted in the video was being recorded. To the contrary, Miss Sabag believed that such activity was completely private, and she had a reasonable expectation of her privacy in Hart's private bedroom suite at the Cosmopolitan, and she reasonably believed that her privacy was safe and protected at all relevant times. Okay. Number 4. Let me just take a slow peek here. The Cosmo defendants' negligent acts and or omissions, along with Hart's negligence or intentional acts and or omissions, Jackson's secret recording of Miss Sabag, it says naked and engaged in private consensual activity, and the Famous defendants' posting of the video on the internet constitutes a shameful and outrageous invasion of Miss Sabag's right of privacy by a group of loathsome defendants who have no regard for human dignity and care only about maximizing their revenue and profits at the expense of others. Okay. Let me just throw this up for a second. Let me see if this will cover it. Don't know. No, it won't. Let's do this. Wait a minute. There. 5. This lawsuit was necessitated by defendants' blatant violation, plural, violations of Ms. Sabag's right of privacy and other rights as discussed herein. The Cosmo defendants violated Ms. Sabag's right of by negligently authorizing, allowing, and otherwise permitting Jackson access to Hart's hotel room, suite at the Cosmopolitan, and breached their duty of care to Ms. Sabag. Hart violated Ms. Sabag's rights by negligently or intentionally authorizing, allowing, and otherwise permitting Jackson access to his hotel room suite at the Cosmopolitan and breached his duty of care to Ms. Sabag. Jackson violated Ms. Sabag's rights by participating in the secret recording of Ms. Sabag's naked and engaged in. The Famelos defendants violated Ms. Sabag's rights by their wrongful disclosure of private acts depicted in the video and their unauthorized commercial exploitation of plaintiff's name, image, identity, and persona. Okay, let's see. Hang on. Six, the defendant's malicious and or negligent conduct violates plaintiff's constitutional and common law privacy rights and public rights or publicity rights and exceeds all bounds of human decency. On September 17th, this is said in point 7, 2019, Ms. Sabag became aware for the first time of the video's existence and that she had been surreptitiously videotaped while naked and blank, 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 and blank in a private bedroom, and that her privacy had been violated and invaded. 8, the unknowing and unwelcoming filming of Miss Sabag while naked and engaging in private blank, blank, blank. And further dissemination of the unauthorized video of Miss Sabag at the Cosmopolitan has caused and continues to cause Miss Sabag great emotional distress and embarrassment. By the way, that I'll put the qualifier up there, and I said naked from the waist down. 9, as a direct result, and again, allegedly, as a direct result of the acts and or omissions of the defendants, Miss Sabag has been harmed, and I'll let you see this part. Ooh, wait a minute. As a direct result of acts and or omissions of the defendants, Ms. Sabag has been harmed and damaged, and plaintiff is therefore seeking more than $60 million in damages, including an award of punitive damages costs and attorney's fees. Let me go back here. Ask the question, how am I doing so far? Let me check Instagram, Facebook. Let's see. Shout out to, we've got Messy Truth, Christine Estrada, E. Dean, Love Wins. Some of those over there on Instagram. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining me. A few questions, and we're going to wrap it up. Joy Ferguson says, if she learned about the videotapes in 2019, why wait until now to sue? The suit was made, that suit was made in 2019. So I'm reading from the lawsuit that was filed September 16, 2019. Subsequently, charges were dropped against J.T. Jackson. TASHAK was asking Miesha in her interview about why were those dropped? Why was JT part of this extortion, this lawsuit? Why did allegedly Kevin name his, best friend? What came next? Why weren't charges at the time against Kevin Hart? Why weren't those dropped? Why did he show the video? What did his wife Iniko? What was her reaction? Sponsors dropping their, sponsorship. Kevin losing lots of, revenue at the time. Miesha is sharing these, her story as an executive assistant to Kevin Hart. All right. And she was privy to a lot of this information. Well, she would have been privy to all of it, I think. Yeah. Or at least, some of it. Now, she had a reaction to Tasha K's interview I just showed, where Tasha K was reading that allegedly, and this is being told to her by J.T. Jackson on the phone message, that this Montia Sabag also allegedly had her own camera, phone, or whatever it was, and made recordings, and allegedly those were leaked to Famolos, who then leaked that 2-minute plus tape and benefited from that financially, as why they're being named. Montia says it was all, she was innocent in this, and she was suing all. Yeah, even Famolos. So it's this part, this backdrop to this interview that I thought, I want to look at it. I want to know what were the charges, what was said in the case, and why, if anything, why hasn't Kevin Hart said anything more to his friend allegedly? Why would he lay that at his feet? Why did their friendship just go to crumbles. If the charges were dropped against his best friend, why did he talk about them allegedly later? Why didn't he let it go? Is it because allegedly, now this is just my thinking, that as a possibility, you see how many qualifiers, I'm trying not to get in trouble. Is it plausible that Kevin Hart would point toward JT Jackson so that it's away from himself and or Montia? I don't know. It's can be parts of it very riveting. Yeah. Yes. So Vicky wants to know, Teddy, wouldn't those documents tell why Jackson's charges were dropped? In this, yes, there are many documents. So as I go through them and look, I was looking for that specific reason. Now I see like drop without any, prejudice and all that, but I'm still looking to find something more. That would go to explain beyond. Yes, friends for 15 years. That's a long time. In terms of friendships nowadays. So they knew each other well. Why? And something as significant as this that could, blackball him from the industry if told. I mean, all that, right? Kevin Hart is celebrity, Hollywood star. I'm sure he has his star on the Walk of Fame. He's won awards. Let's see. Yes, he does. The star is in the category of live performance, was dedicated at 7013 Hollywood Boulevard. Kevin Hart's star on the Walk of Fame. It's next to DSW Shoes and Marshall's retail store. Okay. What else? What else would be his claim to fame? Kevin Hart. What made him famous? Early stand-up. Comedy earned him increasing attention. And his 2011 comedy special, Laugh at My Pain, became a major boost to his public profile and led to his emergence. Okay. More tickets at Ticketmasters and all that. Okay. Yeah. So I said all of that to say this. His influence, his cachet is big. Against someone like a JT. Although the charges were dropped. Dismissed. Yeah. So if you'd like me to continue to talk about that aspect, as I kind of, go through the interview to parallel when those things, so that people have the backstory, when TASHAK is talking about JT or talking about this one or talking about that one, to give it a little bit more I can say I'm doing it also for myself because I'm learning more about every person who is involved, maybe something that will come out in the future. And yeah, it's for entertainment purposes, education. Yeah, that's why I'm doing it. Criticism, reaction, all of that. Does that make sense? Well, here we are once more at the end of our show. What is this? Vicky wants to know, or Kevin may feel their day in court. It's over for him. Thank you, Baby Juju says, great show. Good day, Teddy and the Mob. Please hit the like on your way out. Once again, shout out to Instagram, Facebook, and those of you here on YouTube. Join me later tonight for Night Talk. Keep your bear phones on for any upcoming broadcasts on Run Tell That 2, I Natasha the Machine, and D for Daniel at Messy Danny. Joyce says, yes, Teddy, please continue so I can hear your point of view. Thank you. Big bear hugs go out to all the Grizzlies this afternoon. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. Have a great afternoon.